Oh,
Are you a one-day billionaire like spending too much on the things that you don't really need the most, wasting your money just to party all night, treating your friends as if there's no tomorrow, spending your money for luxuries such as milk tea, jewelries, makeups, and etc.? If you are this kind of person, listen because this might help you to manage your money well. Many people view the use of budget as restraining and remedial, but most wealthy people have grown their financial wealth through the use of a strict budget. Each individual who do budgeting are great when it comes in handling their money, and even if it's a small amount of money, they know where to put it or how to spend it properly. What is really the purpose of budgeting? Budgeting are for resource allocation, planning, coordination, control, and motivation. It is also an important tool for decision making, monitoring business and performance, and forecasting income and expenditure. With proper budgeting, limited resources are managed efficiently. There are a lot of benefits you can get if you do budgeting. First, enables you to save for expected and unexpected costs. Second, enables you to produce extra money. And lastly, budgeting will make you decide in advance on how your money will work for you. For example, you came from Batanes but went to Baguio to study and your parents gave you 10,000 for your monthly allowance. You decided to spend the 2,000 for your daily needs, 3,000 for rent expense, 1,000 for school requirements, 1,000 for emergency purposes, and 3,000 for your daily allowance. As you can see, here you already have control over your money. Budgeting is also important to your financial stability. It ensures you're not spending more than you're making, allowing you to plan for your short-term and long-term expenses, and also helps you to accomplish your goals. It also tells you how much money you need to carry out for your activities. For example, in school, it tells you how much money you will be needing for your school requirement, school uniform, and etc. It tells you how much money you will be needing for your foods and transportation expense. It tells you how much money you will be needing for your books and anything that is related in school. Second, in business, if you are planning to build a new business, you will be needing a budgeting, and this budgeting will tell you how much money you need to carry out for your business structure, equipments, utilities, and etc. And it also tells you how big the money will you invest. Budgeting is also important to a family because it tells them how much money they need to earn every day to sustain the needs of their family, how much money they need to save to sustain the education of their children, and how much money they need to save to build for their new house, or also called a family plan. Most of the people are wasting their money for their wants such as shoes, clothes, and foods. But first, let me define you what is needs and wants. Needs are required to survive, while wants is fun threats and extras in life. I differentiate these two because I've found that people get into trouble when they borrow money to buy for their wants. I can say that sometimes it's not bad to buy for your wants, but first, please buy first all your needs. Here are the example of needs, and again, needs is required for you to survive. On the other hand, wants is just an option if you're going to buy it or not. We just buy wants just because we want to keep up with the trend or just because we want to satisfy our own happiness. Here are the some example of wants, and again, wants is just an optional and extras in life. Why do we need to know the difference of these two? To tell you or to make you realize that not all the time you have a sources of income, or for you to know that there is more important things than what you think. For example, what is happening now, the enhanced community quarantine or ECQ. ECQ means you need to stay at home and not allowed to go out unless it's important. And as we can see, a lot of people is suffering because I think one factor is they don't have the proper budgeting before COVID-19 happened. And next thing, if there is a higher level of typhoon will come, instead of buying milk tea, going to malls for shopping, eating in a restaurant every day, why don't you just save your money for this kind of calamity so that in case there is a higher level of typhoon will come, you will have a money to buy for your basic necessities. Now that you already know the purpose, benefits, and importance of budgeting, what should you do to become productive? What should you do to spend your money effectively? What should you do to help your family with the use of budgeting? Now, here are some tips I can share to you. You can have a proper allocation of your money. Allocation means assigning and managing assets in support an individual or organization strategic goals. Just like what government did. They allocate their money in the different government agencies such as DOLE, GSIS, SSS, and the SWD. And as of now, the SWD and DOLE got the higher fund from government because of the social amelioration program. Same with your savings. You can also allocate them properly on how much money you will be saving for your house, car, insurance, education, vacation, and etc. In this case, you will budget your money effectively. At the same time, you are starting to plan for your future. Do not indulge yourself in buying things that are not really important. Spend your money in more practical way. This isn't about limiting yourself, but this is about thinking practically. So if I were you, think before you pick. I am Crystal Pernia, and I'll end up here my video. I hope that you learned something from my presentation, and adios.